peaceful world that we can leave for our future generations. What is peace value education? Current education systems impart on their students knowledge and skills, yet there is no platform upon which to discuss the heart and attitude that come with these skills. Peace education works to combine these elements. Through implementing HWPL's peace value education on a global scale, we can nurture tolerant A-level citizens who see past differences that cause conflict in our world today. Education leaders from around the globe have gathered in 2017 to discuss the implementation of HWPL's peace value education in their respective countries.
Today we promised that we will involve in our courses some lectures that will educate students for the establish peace in the world, write the textbooks, and we will invite professors, engage our professors to contribute in that regard.
HWPL then thereafter came up with an organization after we had a roundtable discussion way back in 2014 discussing about the peace issues and what role can teachers play in bringing out the concept of peace. This department is called the Peace Education Department that I am working with in the concept of imparting values in education.
There is more power here than within any situation in the world, because all of us here are willing to change this current state of humanity for a new one. Loving people like us. First, for education, which is the engine that makes any country line up. The largest, most luxurious, and best car in the world, education. And we are all working for it.
Indeed, we need peace education. I believe we ourselves are the peace education. And if we do not embody peace, how can we teach it? I sincerely ask of you to recreate the world with the education of love and peace.
Even within South Africa, the fruits of the seed of peace are being seen. Through applying the peace value education curriculum to various local schools, dedicated educators take up their duties as peace ambassadors, teaching students how to coexist with respect and dignity.
Respecting diversity. I come from Zimbabwe and I'm learning in South Africa. We have many people coming from different countries, but you have to respect where they come from and what they believe in.
Each person has their own story to tell. That's how we can positively coexist with one another if we recognize each other's humanity.
It's a perfect platform for me to teach values and for us to teach values and to teach them that you are responsible for your values.
Our first point was we want to create an academic subject about living together in peace. Marks won't be involved. We're just gonna speak about find ways to create peace.
We hope to continue your wonderful work here at our campus, at our university, and in our communities. Thank you very much.
After living through endless wars, humankind decided the way to stop tragedies was stronger military, stronger weapons, and stronger security. But can it really be the answer for building peace? Now it's time to turn that around. By teaching our children to nurture the spirit of peace, you can build a world of peace without seeking war or weapons. This simple yet innovative idea is what started the HWPL Peace Education. Now it is touching the hearts around the globe regardless of nationality, race, religion, culture, or ideology. The way to achieve world peace, which once seemed so far away. Would you believe it if children already have the answer? Children, what is peace to you?
Peace is love. I love my friend very much, so we do not fight. Peace means forgiveness, because when a friend says sorry to me, I just forgot everything and I just hug him, and we feel so nice. For me, peace is to be grateful for our parents.
Peace is a love. As I am living in a roof with my friends, and this is the only peace from my side.
For me, peace is to become one with neighbors who are different from me.
Cooperation, nations around the world should gather for the common rhythm and aim to create the peaceful world.
Without peacefulness, we don't have self-love and self-esteem. When we're peaceful, we have self-love and self-esteem and focus on self-actualization.
With peace education, what does the future hold for the citizens these children grow up to be?
There was a young man. From an early age, he joined his parents who volunteered to help children in need. As a grown man, he went on a business trip to Solferino, Italy. There, he saw a terrible sight of war. At the Battle of Solferino that marked 40,000 casualties, the man put aside his business and started relief work to save as many lives as he could. The seed of peace in this young man's heart, who put lives before his interest. That seed sprouted and grew into a big tree of peace.
Children are our responsibilities. They will hold this nation in the future. How good is our nation and our country is depend on our generation. They are involving in conflict. So we have to educate them. We have to disseminate the basic education to our children in the early age.
Because it has to be emphasized that where there is peace, development will be attained. And you can just imagine how close to perfection this world would be if there is peace and development.
The ultimate goal of peace education is to achieve world peace. World peace with strong roots that has never happened. The children who has HWPL peace education and the adults who know the value of peace will achieve the world peace together.
Children with the seed of peace, the efforts of everyone here can help them blossom.
calling on people of all religious backgrounds to unite as one and to end all conflicts and wars. People of religion are responsible to lead people of the world into the right path.
I'm feeling that this is a heavenly environment because different cultures, different religions, different peaceful people are here in Peace Palace, and we are sitting together, priest and Muslim imam and Jewish rabbin and every person from different religion. We are sitting together and discussing about peace and heavenly society. This is a very big honor for me.
The event today was an eye-opener.
What I have learned, most significant was about the peace education that is establishing in all countries.
It was very impressive. It was really overwhelming. It was warming speech from every participant and also very touching.
The whole event was very, very well made, really, really great, and just 2 hours just flew. I didn't even realize I was sitting for 2 hours.
Raise your hand if you want to. Do not raise your hand if you don't want to.
I would like to say congratulations for the 7 years anniversary of HWPL.
Let today's webinar be a time to share hope and encouragement of peace during this difficult time. Our efforts of today will bring up our children as the messengers of peace. We are one.
Underscoring the nexus between peace, education, and development. For the betterment of humanity, we are all one.
Un gran hombre dijo alguna vez, ama a tu prójimo como a ti mismo. Y pienso con certeza que el amor es el principio de la construcción para un mundo mejor para todos nosotros.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart for making world peace more of a reality. Never stop bringing the light and being the light in the darkness. As a mom, I thank you for my child's future and for the future generations to come.
In times of uncertainty, nothing is certain. But you guys make it happen. Thank you so much for your service.
Thank you so much for working so hard to attain world peace.
I just wanted to congratulate all of you for commemorating Peace Day, and I hope that you keep on working towards peace. We need that all over the world, especially here in the Philippines. May you have peace in your hearts. God bless. I hope to meet you guys soon.
I would like to thank you for your peace-building efforts in Mindanao, starting with the Mindanao Peace Agreement in 2014, which paved the way for the beginning of HWPL's peace initiatives throughout the region and eventually the entire Philippines.
Those who sincerely join and participate in any peace rallies, conferences and movements should be able to say with conviction, the peace of the heart is the heart of peace.
For decades, our people have endured systematic oppression and unimaginable discrimination. It was never a choice for us, but rather a call we needed to answer. Life comes with full circle today as our friendship with HWPL goes all the way back in 2015. Sometimes in 2015, HWPL Chairman Man Hee invited me as chairman of the MILF to their annual peace conference in South Korea. I accepted and attended such conference for the first time, and that started our engagement with HWPL. Our continued engagements is of great value in promoting the spirit of peace as a faith of bringing the hearts of citizens who want peace and ending 50 years of conflict in the private sector. We established a second HWPL Peace Monument in Camp Darapanan, the administrative camp of the MILF, to demonstrate our support and cooperation to the global peace advocacy of HWPL, and likewise declared January 24 as HWPL Day of Peace. To our dear friend, Chairman Man Hee, and to the rest of this wonderful community, thank you for believing in the Bangsamoro cause.
As a commissioner of the Commission on Higher Education of CHED, the Philippine government, I instigated and signed a memorandum of agreement with HWPL to teach university students a spirit of peace and train them to be messengers of peace. The Commission on Higher Education have finally issued CHED Memorandum Order Number 1. This aims to broaden the reach of the integration of peace studies and education with its nationwide implementation. With the help of HWPL, CHED of the Philippines, and the Volunteer Individuals for Peace or VIP, our education will equip every child with peacemaking and communication skills, identify conflicts, and create mediation action plans. As a servant of world peace and educator, I will author and seek for the approval into law to declare January 24 of every year as a National Peace Day in the Philippines. To commemorate this peace education, joyfully celebrate peace and remind the whole world that we are one.
It was day of slander in Marawi.
12 years since 2000. Innocent people witness massive bombing and grenade attacks. And thousands of lives were lost. War convicted the innocent who just established what people need, people want, people shout and crave. It is peace. We want peace. What was started must be finished. The earth already has peace, and no one has the right to steal it. No one. Never will the soldiers run towards the war guns again. No more homes will be shattered and life be in danger. For the advocate of peace seals the truth in our foreheads and lets us see the crystal truth of peacefulness that we want to promote eternally. To promote peace, not war.
It is an honor and privilege to present to you the HWPL Achievements Report, resolutions that strongly support the DPCW in the Philippines. City Resolution of Cotabato City, City Resolution of Davao City, Municipal Resolution of Capalong, Davao del Norte, 690 teachers who underwent the Peace Education Orientation Program, 204 MOUs for peace education, graduation of 164 students who complete the HWPL Peace Education's 12 lessons. Now, I will be presenting the plans for the year 2021. Operate the online Peace Educator Workshop project in both basic and advanced education. Conduct a peace education volunteering program at ASCOM Pension and Provident Fund for Women and Youth in the Republic of Mali, West Africa. Implement the online peace educator training program for basic and advanced levels in the Republic of Zambia, East Africa. Conduct an online Youth Peace Love Exchange project in the Islamic Republic of Pakistan, South Asia. HWPL Philippines plan for 2021 Law for Peace Initiative. Receive the national solidarity support of the Philippines for the DPCW. Receive resolutions of support from Congress, region, province, cities, and municipalities, as well as civil society organizations. Integration of DPCW education in colleges of law. War Office Initiative. Expansion of the War Office in Mindanao, particularly in Cotabato City and Davao City. Peace Education Initiative. Integration of HWPL Peace Education into the relevant higher education curricula in pursuant to CHED Memorandum Order 1 Series of 29. Integration of HWPL Peace Education into the curriculum of the Department of Education. Conduct the HWPL Capacity Building Program. Establish partnership through MOUs with schools, colleges, and universities. Implementation of radio-based instruction, IPYG. Enhanced PATOK, IPYG Philippines. Regular online platform for youth discussion. Public Relations Department. Launch HWPL TV Philippines through social media. Establish media partnership through MOA. HWPL will continuously work until peace and the cessation of war is realized.
To Mindanaoans and all members of the family of peace from around the world, warm greetings. This is Manhee Lee, Chairman of Heavenly Culture, World Peace, Restoration of Light. Mindanao has become a world's model for peace, and the whole world is watching you at this hour, not as a region once marked with relentless conflicts, but a place of flourishing peace. I asked the citizens in the front of the two leaders, do you wish for peace? Or do you wish for war? Can you imagine their answers? There was not a single person there who wished for war over peace. The Mindanao Peace Agreement is a promise for all to become one, transcending one's own religion, culture, language, or ethnic group. The peace agreement was a confirmation of their shared hope for peace, and to commemorate this important day in history, a peace monument was set up in Bulawan, Maguindanao province in 2015, and a second peace monument set up in 2016 inside the MILF's camp Daraparan in Sultan Kudarat. And today, January 24th, has been proclaimed HWPL Peace Day. Today, Mindanao is no longer a place of conflict. Rather, it has become a model of peace to whom the world looks. From here on, Mindanao will forever be remembered for its achievement of peace and serve the role of giving hope to many who are still living in conflicts. Family of peace, the citizens of Mindanao, I love you. Let us all become the messengers of peace and fulfill our most valuable duty to love life and blossom peace. As people who are born on this planet of life, if we work together with one heart and purpose to make peace a reality for all, we can make every war disappear on it. Our march for peace will never stop. Thank you. We are one.
I am Alberto Enameri, the Sub-President of Central State University of Agriculture.
And I am Cesar Hermano Escapa Sr., the Vice President for Business and External Affairs of CBDU.
I am Julie Amaro Masales, the Director of the International Relations Office.
On behalf of the CBSUA community, we would like to congratulate HWPL Philippines for its 5th annual commemorations of declarations of peace and cessations of war. It has been the lifelong dream of all of us to have a truly peaceful world free of all forms of war. This humble act is crucial, for it would ensure that we will still have future generations to come.
The CBHI community extends its widespread support and desire to bring forth a world without wars for sustainable peace. We encourage everyone in the CBHI community, the Bicol region, the Philippines, and the world. Let us all be peace advocates and continuously work for peace.
Yes to a peaceful CBSUA. Yes to a peaceful Philippines. And yes to a peaceful world. Diyos Navalos. We support DPCW. We are one.
Namaste everyone. I am Reverend Acharya Prem Shankaranand Maharaj Pandey from Sri Gita Ashram, Delhi, based in Manila, Philippines since 2002. And I am actively participating in Warp Office of HWPL in Manila. I would like to express my sincere congratulations to HWPL for celebrating the 5th annual commemoration of Declaration of Peace and Cessation of War. I am truly grateful to HWPL and Chairman Man Hee Lee for making a lead to this work of peace. I have seen this wonderful work through the World Alliance of Religion or WARP office meeting, where different religious leaders are gathered to have an interfaith dialogue to foster understanding and prevent conflicts. It is truly a way for the religious leaders taking this path, becoming a messenger of peace. Dear brothers and sisters, I, Reverend Acharya Prem Shankaranand, a Hindu priest, I place for peace as I want world peace. And I really, truly support DPCW as we all are one. May everyone be happy. May everyone be healthy. May everyone see auspiciousness in the life. Thank you. Namaste.
I'm Pastor Bjorn John Capiendo from the Seventh-day Adventist Church. I fully support the Declaration of Peace and Cessation of War.
Assalamualaikum. Good afternoon. My greetings of peace and solidarity. I am Concepcion Karel Palawag, the School's Division Superintendent of the Division of Cotabato City, MPSC Report. In behalf of our office, I would like to congratulate the Heavenly Future World Peace and Restoration of Life for its celebration of the 5th annual commemoration of Declaration of Peace and Cessation of War. The proclamation of DPCW is a reminder to each and every one of us around the world that international law is important. Let's strive to make this world more beautiful by abandoning the concept of war and by embracing peace. So let us collectively give peace a chance as a way of life, and let us support this peace proposal of DPCW and become part of DPCW.
Greetings to everyone. I am Victoria Chintokuyu, the District Committee Chairperson, Girl Scout of the Philippines, Pila District, Laguna, and the Regional Coordinator of HWPL Philippines. I would like to congratulate HWPL for its 5th annual commemoration for the Declaration of Peace and Cessation of War, with the theme, Building a Peaceful World through DPCW. DPCW are definitely the answer for peace. This peace work is for the safety of us, our children, and our lives. So, I do challenge everyone to take the initiative to become messengers of peace and get engaged, starting with small things. I encourage educational sectors to include HWPL peace education in their curriculum. I encourage the government, youth, and women's organizations in the Philippines to carry out activities and education to raise peace awareness in order to leave a sustainable, peaceful society as a legacy for future generations. Through these small steps, we are adding in making the earth a peaceful place to live in. Thank you and congratulations.
A peaceful and blessed greetings to all peace educators and advocates. I am Dr. Florentina Silanca, Public Schools District Supervisor of Schools Division Office of Laguna, Region 4A, Calabarzon, the HWPL Philippines Pila District Coordinator of Peace Education. It is an honor to be part of the 5th annual commemoration of Peace Declaration and Cessation of War. Our theme, Building a Peaceful World through Declaration of Peace and Cessation of War, underscores the relevance of endeavors toward peace. To each and everyone, congratulations for being a part of this celebration. May we all adhere to the calling of our Creator towards peace, justice, and reconciliation. Let us support Declaration of Peace and Cessation of War. We are one. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Estrelita Ruiz, past President of the National Federation of Women's Club of the Philippines and the present President-elect of the Rotary Club Pearl of the Orient Quezon City. I would like to commend HWPL Chairman Lee for timing the celebration of the 5th annual commemoration of the Declaration of Peace and Cessation of War during this Women's Month. It is because I believe that women, especially mothers, are the first advocator of peace. Lastly, I'd like to say I support 100% the Declaration of Peace and Cessation of War, and I hope that you too, ladies and gentlemen, support it too, because for peace, we are one. Thank you.
Congratulations on the occasion of the 5th annual commemoration of the Declaration of Peace and Cessation of War. Happy International Women's Day. In solidarity with all fellow peace advocates and fellow women leaders, this is Olive Chu, Regional Director of the Philippine Information Agency Region 8 and Secretary of the National Federation of Women's Clubs of the Philippines. I love peace. I love DPCW. We are one.
On behalf of HWPL, I would like to acknowledge the presence of our participants and distinguished guests today. Before we start, we would like to give a few reminders. Pay attention to the presentation and when other participants are speaking. Please avoid taking screenshots of the presentation. The event will be recorded for future viewing, so please place your camera focused on you for a better view. We are also live on Facebook and on our YouTube channel, HWPL Philippines. You will be redirected to the evaluation form after the end of this webinar. And lastly, certificate of participation will be given after filling the evaluation form. Ladies and gentlemen, the program will start after the countdown. Greetings of peace. We gladly welcome you to our 5th annual commemoration of the Declaration of Peace and Cessation of War, with the theme Building a Peaceful World Through Declaration of Peace and Cessation of War, also in celebration of the International Women's Day. I'm Janine Diaz, your host today. To introduce the organization, Heavenly Culture World Peace Restoration of Light is associated with the United Nations Economic and Social Council with special consultative status, also engaged in volunteer work and peace movement as an international peace organization registered to the United Nations Department of Global Communications. Together with our partner organizations, the International Peace Youth Group and International Women's Peace Group, HWPL is committed to achieve peace through its 3 main initiatives. Firstly, establishment of an international law for peace based on the DPCW. Second, interfaith dialogues for religious harmony. And third, peace education for spreading the culture of peace. The reason why the chairman of HWPL is getting the most attention in the world is because there are practical results for realizing peace. And today, we are gathered to commemorate March 14th as the DPCW Day, and to raise awareness about the importance of the DPCW as a basis for a legal framework to achieve sustainable peace in the society. And lastly, to present the 2021 plans. To know more of the significance of March 14th and how the work of peace is continually progressing, let's watch the video.
picture spectacle of all time.
Our Earth has been scarred and torn apart by wars for too long. The threats posed by wars and conflicts are not confined to one country alone, but pervade the entire world. The world's 7.3 billion people are now standing at a crossroads between life and death.
Everyone wants peace. For a long time, people have wanted peace, but it was not achieved. For peace to be achieved, all wars must be put to an end by international law. Considering all this, we must create the most perfect convention on the cessation of war.
For young people, for women, I don't think international law is responsible for this, but its implementation is the real problem. We have new wars because we have new actors, terrorism is becoming a real threat, much more than armies. So the idea that is in me, we cannot use yesterday tools to overcome a system, an old system that we are not happy with.
To secure a peaceful future, HWPL launched a new, unprecedented peace movement.
본 선함원함 선포함과 동시에 세계 평화 강복은 시작되었다. 감사합니다.
On May 25, 2015, the Declaration of World Peace was proclaimed, heralding a new era of peace. In September 2014, a grand festival of peace was held in the Republic of Korea, where a historic pledge was made. Since then, the idea of international law on the cessation of war has taken concrete shape through legal experts. On September 18, 2015, during the first annual Commemoration of the Warp Summit, the HWPL International Law Peace Committee was officially launched, and the committee held its first meeting. On their World Peace Tours, HWPL Chairman and IWPG Chairwoman have spoken of the need for a new law that will bring all wars to a permanent end. In 2015, the second committee meeting was held in London, where the members prepared the first draft of a declaration on the cessation of war. To advance this noble cause for humanity, the international law experts are united around HWPL and are stepping up their efforts to establish a new international legal instrument on the cessation of war.
One point is, what is extraordinary about this whole project is Chairman Lee's passion for peace. In 2014, when we went to the Peace Summit in Seoul, what moved me was how a whole generation of young people were being made to realize with a lot of hope that now we want a world free from want and free from fear, essentially meaning that we want peace in the world. How do we get peace in the world? Because if you look at Mother Earth is afflicted with a destructive kind of, you might say, cancer. What kind of world have we made? That is the measure of our failure. Now this must be what is the point of departure for our work. You see, the disease has to be understood, the diagnosis has to be done. We want to save humanity from where humanity is being pushed into.
Your ideas, noble and high value, in order to be transformed into legal text. And that would be a great step to make relevant parts, most important part of positive international law. I would say, a revolutionary move.
And this is our sole and main work, and this legal vehicle can work and can move forward with your good connections and good spirit.
And this one, if you start, that's half the work. And I appreciate how you've already started. And by showing us your example of starting, now we've started.
I believe that there are laws not only made by people. We as lawyers, we also believe that there is some kind of divine law that needs to be reflected in the human law. So I just think that this work is justified historically.
As a possible dream, a possible peace.
Leaders in politics, religion, and media are actively working as HWPL Peace Advisory Council members and publicity ambassadors. HWPL's Family of Peace stands firmly united and is making great changes around the world. Through the implementation of the international law on the cessation of war and world peace, we can together protect our world. The long-cherished dream of humanity depends on us, the messengers of peace.
Yes, so we can see how more and more people are supporting the DPCW. As we celebrate the 5th annual commemoration of DPCW, our very own political figures, religious figures, youth and women representatives from the education sector expressed their good wishes and warm messages as well. Let's watch it together.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Greetings of peace and prosperity. I am Ahud Al-Hajj Murad Ibrahim, the Chief Minister of the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, and I would like to congratulate our dear friends from HWPL for the 5th annual commemoration of Declaration of Peace and Cessation of War. As many of you know, our work in the BARM is centered on building sustainable peace and development for the Bangsamoro and, in effect, the rest of the Philippines. That's why we know a thing or two as to the importance of your commemoration today. Without peace, there can be no progress, and without progress, all will be lost. HWPL has been a good friend to all of us, even during the height of the GPH-MILF peace process, and our shared work has truly benefited the people of Mindanao and the Philippines. I look forward in pushing forward more engagements with all of you in the future. And of course, to everyone joining us today, the road to peace is never perfect. It will always be a work in progress, and it needs all of us to make it work. I support the Declaration of Peace and Cessation of War. We are one. Thank you so much, and wassalam.
Warmest greetings of solidarity to all of you. My gratitude to the Heavenly Culture, World Peace, Restoration of Light for continuing to not only work towards ending wars, but also celebrate the joy of global peace and freedom. Indeed, your work has made significant progress towards establishing long-lasting peace and fraternity among communities. I'm with you as you celebrate the 5th annual commemoration of the Declaration of Peace and Cessation of War. Know that I stand alongside you in your tireless advocacy. With our hearts in the right place, I'm positive that together we can leave the world a legacy of true and everlasting peace.
Greetings of peace and love. This is Kiko Pangilinan, and I would like to congratulate Heavenly Culture, World Peace, Restoration of Light, a warm and joyous 5th annual commemoration of Declaration of Peace and Cessation of War. I would like to commend the HWPL in your efforts in being ambassadors of peace in a troubled world. Your sacrifices are not in vain, because little by little we are moving toward our goal to end wars and disputes among nations. I am a firm believer of diplomacy and fighting or struggling wars through non-violent measures. When I was a student regent in the University of the Philippines in the 80s, we fought against the tyranny of dictatorship through the mosquito press, through the pen, occupying the streets through organized movements, spreading the truth amidst the lies and the deception, and speaking and calling out the injustices in society. And we succeeded peacefully. EDSA 1 and EDSA 2 are examples that wars and struggles can be won if people are united without the need for bloodshed or senseless violence. Right now, the people of Myanmar are trying to do the same. And remember the Latin American saying, people united shall never be defeated. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. And through that, we were able to topple a well-entrenched dictator through peaceful means. If it can be done in one country, then it can be done in any country. Thank you, HWPL, for your efforts, and I support and join you in your cause in being ambassadors of peace. As the world moves into the future, peace is necessary. Let us unite and continuously work towards a peaceful world for our children, our grandchildren, and for generations to come. Maraming salamat.
Maayong adlaw ka natong tanan, to Chairperson Lee, Director Suo, Heavenly Culture, World Peace, Restoration of Light, family, organizers, and allies of the cause. Ladies and gentlemen, isang mapagpalayang araw po sa inyong lahat. In behalf of Secretary Eduardo M. Año, I would like to send my sincerest congratulations to the Heavenly Culture World Peace Restoration of Light for its 5th annual commemoration of Declaration of Peace and Cessation of War. Building a peaceful world through the Declaration of Peace and Cessation of War is an essential mission for all of us. It is our hope that everyone in the society freely fulfills their full potential without the disastrous effect of armed conflict and violence. We have lost many lives due to the absence of peace in our society. Countless victims of the seemingly endless war around the world have felt the consequences of violence. And it is time for all of us, leaders, organizations, peace-building individuals, and groups to collectively and collaboratively put a stop to these actions. For this commemoration, which comes the same time as the National Women's Month celebrations, may we all be reminded that inclusive development is a prerequisite of ending violence and attaining world peace. Nobody should be left behind, and that includes our women and girls. Let us all work together to create lasting peace and around the world. I support DPCW. We are one.
Mabuhay! I am Attorney Alicia Rizos Vidal, President of Women Lawyers Association of the Philippines. I would like to congratulate HWPL, Peace Partner of IWPG, for its 5th annual commemoration of Declaration of Peace and Cessation of War, and in celebration of International Women's Day. Pandemic or not, all of us peace advocates see the importance of reinforcing the critical role of women in preventing conflict and sustaining peace. As a lawyer, I can see that laws are powerful medium by which gender equality and women empowerment can be attained. I support peace. I support DPCW. We are one.
Yes, and thank you so much. A peaceful Philippines and a peaceful world are possible if everyone will really hope for it and work for it. Thank you so much for the inspiring and warm messages. And also, congratulations to everyone. At this time, we would like to acknowledge our distinguished speakers and the participants who are with us today. I'd like to also acknowledge the presence of the Commissioner of the Commission on Higher Education, Dr. Ronald Adamat. To introduce our speakers, starting with our first speaker, Dr. Rodel Taton, Dean of Graduate School of Law, San Sebastian College. Reverend Marcel Tangilan, Administrative Pastor of Knox United Methodist Church. Dr. Jocelyn Solana, Superintendent of the Department of Education, Division of Maasin City. Mr. Danilo Moxin, Chairman of Cotahuato Greenland Initiatives Incorporated. Mayor Teresa Timbol, Mayor of the Municipality of Capalong, Davao del Norte. And lastly, Mr. John Paul Siniel, a writer, director, and producer of iDocu. Let's all prepare as we listen to the message of the HWPL Chairman, Mr. Manhee Lee. Chairman Lee, the founder of HWPL, traveled the world 31 times from 2013 to 2019, where he met former and current presidents, senior officials, UN officials, religious leaders, media, NGOs, youth and women's organizations, university presidents and school principals, and more from the education sector. With a round of applause, join me in welcoming the chairman of HWPL, Mr. Manhee Lee.
Family of Peace in the Philippines, greetings. I am Manhee Lee, Chairman of Heavenly Culture, World Peace, Restoration of Life. I would like to take this opportunity to extend my deepest gratitude to all people who work for world peace and cessation of war in collaboration with HWPL. HWPL has seen remarkable progress in carrying out the 3 core peace projects: Legislate Peace Campaign, World Alliance of Religions Peace Offices, and HWPL Peace Education. Undoubtedly, the endorsement at the national level and the participation and support of civil societies helped to produce this result. However, it would not be possible without the cooperation and dedication of peace messengers who are working for peace while understanding its utmost importance. We are the messengers of peace born in this era, with a mission to build a peaceful world and to leave it as a legacy to the future generations. Today will never be forgotten in the history of mankind. For what reason? Today marks the 5th anniversary of the proclamation of the Declaration of Peace and Cessation of War, DPCW. Peace, something beyond our wildest dream, has come into our hands in the form of the DPCW. If we are truly a family member of this world, we need to be one in heart, one will, and one purpose for the cessation of war and achievement of world peace. We need to put ourselves into this work and become messengers of peace. Let us fulfill this duty by putting in concerted efforts into the DPCW to be implemented as an international law to achieve true peace across the globe. Then, we will be able to live a world of peace as a lasting legacy to our children. This is a shared goal of humanity and the way to realize sustainable peace that mankind has been hoping for. A spring full of warmth comes after a harsh winter. We are welcoming an era of peace after a time of conflicts and division. The refreshing and sweet scent of peace spread by HWPL and peace messengers is filling the air, foretelling the coming of an everlasting spring. Let us take a leap forward for peace as one. We are one!
Okay, thank you so much, Chairman Lee. And together with your dedication and sincerity, peace is made possible. We may have often asked ourselves, what is peace? What is my responsibility in building a peaceful society and a peaceful world? To introduce HWPL's Law for Peace initiative and to get answers to the questions, let us all welcome the Secretary General of HWPL Philippines, Mr. John Romel Garces.
Distinguished guests and participants of today's special event. Greetings and mabuhay po kayong lahat. I am John Romel Garces, HWPL Philippines Secretary General, and I'm going to present one of HWPL's core initiatives, the Law for Peace, through the Declaration of Peace and Cessation of War, or DPCW. While the present international legal framework has, in the context of broader history, enjoyed significant success in reducing the frequency of the scourge of war, modern conflicts and international scene have evolved. HWPL's Law for Peace initiative, to some extent, take account of the evolution in international politics and the failures of the existing international legal norms dedicated to securing international peace. The DPCW is a proposed international declaration drafted by the International Law Peace Committee, ILPC, which was appointed by HWPL. The ILPC was tasked by HWPL with the creation of a legal framework to secure peace at both national and international levels. ILPC is comprised of international law experts from 15 different countries. The declaration was unanimously approved by the ILPC on 14th March 2016. According to the preamble, it is founded on the conviction that judicial and other dispute resolution measures can replace the rule of war with the rule of law and determine to pass on to successive generations an invaluable inheritance of a world free of wars. The HWPL is dedicated in promoting the project across the globe. While a capable legal scholar, or indeed a panel of international legal scholars such as HWPL, might be able to craft a declaration, a treaty, or an entire system of international legal norms that would entirely prohibit violence of any kind. Such an initiative is unlikely to garner support from many state actors, and without the support of state actors, the declaration will remain nothing more than a legal curiosity in the medium term. As such, the declaration is deliberately drafted in such a manner that it builds upon norms to which states have already assented, while also endeavoring to progress international law. While HWPL are working tirelessly to secure support for the declaration among state governments, the declaration has yet to be endorsed by the UN General Assembly. This remains the medium-term goal, namely, to convince the governments of the world that more needs to be done in the name of peace. Seychelles, Eswatini, Comoros, Antigua and Barbuda, and Namibia signed national declarations supporting DPCW. High-level leaders in the 8 nations of the Pacific Island made a special announcement supporting the DPCW, and the National Assembly of Ecuador drafted a letter of support at the legislative level. In addition, HWPL signed peace MOUs with Pan-African Parliament, a group comprised of chairmen of national assemblies of 55 African countries, and Baltic Black Sea Union, comprised of former heads of states in Eastern European countries. Also, the Central American Parliament adopted the DPCW in a form of resolution. Meanwhile, in the Philippines, Davao City, Cotabato City, Municipality of Capalong, Davao del Norte, individually released a resolution strongly supporting the DPCW. On top of this, Senate President Vicente Soto III and House Speaker Lord Alan Velasco also expressed their support in a written form. Dear members of this global family of peace in the Philippines, whether it be from the government officials, religious leaders, education sectors, youth and women's sectors, mass media, and the civil society, our shared goal for humanity is to bring lasting peace and enjoy the era free from wars. For this, we would like to ask you to stand for peace and work as one, using DPCW as our vehicle to reach our destination. Once again, our deepest gratitude for celebrating with us the 5th anniversary of the proclamation of the Declaration of Peace and Cessation of War. Fellow countrymen, for DPCW, we need to receive the support of the heads of the states and the lawmakers, the Senate and the House of Representatives. DPCW isn't a big thing. It is a billion little things. Therefore, if we gather our small voices and say, I support DPCW, just like today, then this still small voice will eventually become a resounding shout of victory that will awaken the whole world. So please, if you have ideas on how to get the attention of our beloved President Rodrigo Duterte, you may contact us anytime. Our lines are always open. Lastly, allow me to say this one more time. Philippines, we are one!
We are one. Yes, thank you so much, Mr. John Romel Garces. And yes, you may contact us anytime and participate with us. And of course, our very own champion for peace prepared an inspirational message for all of us on this important day. He has been actively promoting peace education in the country. He signed a memorandum of agreement on peace education with HWPL last January 2018. And in August of the same year, peace education was finally approved for implementation in higher educational institutions. With a round of applause, let us all welcome the Commissioner of the Commission on Higher Education, Dr. Ronald Adamat.
Thank you, Janine. Greetings of peace to all peace messengers and advocates. HWPL Chairman Manhil Lee, Director Su Ho, Secretary General John Romel Garces, eminent speakers, esteemed guests, it gives me great pleasure to offer a warm welcome to all the delegates and dignified invitees of the Heavenly Culture World Peace Restoration of Light HWPL 5th Annual Commemoration of Declaration of Peace and Cessation of War. I also extend a warm welcome to our observer countries who are joining us today from around the world, as well as to the international organizations present in this affair. I am Messenger of Peace, Dr. Ronald L. Adamat, a Commissioner of the Republic of the Philippines Commission on Higher Education. I would like to say with great pride, Chukha Hamida. Warmest congratulations on your well-deserved success, Chairman Manhil Lee and HWPL. It is a privilege to join you today as we open another chapter to continue growing in peace, building unity together, and release the respect. I am delighted to see such a wonderful gathering, and I am encouraged by the presence of all peace messengers and advocates keen to share their vast knowledge, ideas, and experiences for a peaceful world. Your presence signifies the importance of our support on this annual commemoration we hold that aims to building a peaceful world through declaration of peace and cessation of war, or DPCW. HWPL Chairman Manhil Lee is a peace messenger, unwearied to carry on and continue the spread of world peace education on the road to success, although sometimes it is littered with obstacles. While others give up and turn around, Chairman Lee has firmly pushed his way through so peace can be achieved in every way. He is committed to let every single soul on earth experience peace and respect despite different religions, ideologies, and other boundaries that lead him to hasten to achieve living in peaceful harmony in the entire global society. Peace and respect are the chairman's solid foundation of what life is, and I have been a witness in this foundation, having been born from a place in Mindanao where guns and fear were the norm. Reconciliation was difficult because of our religions and ideologies indifferences. Chairman Lee has mediated and conciliated Mindanao through peace talks. Chairman Lee is committed to bringing world peace and cessation of war through the establishment of an enforceable law compatible with the Declaration of Peace and Cessation of War and the World Alliance of Religions Peace. This can be achieved through his commendable initiatives of the international law for peace, interfaith dialogues meetings, and peace education. Conflict and war at the international level in various political, intellectual, social, military, and even geographic aspects have inspired Chairman Manhil Lee to create HWPL organization with the task of constructing an international legal instrument to prevent these disputes amongst nations, which came with the principles agreed upon internationally, governing relations between countries in the presence of world peace talks. It is necessary to protect and determine dimensions of the conflict and seek end, by all means available, the settlement of disputes and the imposition of a peaceful transition into or in order to reduce and alleviate the devastating effects of warfare. Chairman Lee has made great efforts to regulate and define the prevention of the use of force in order to achieve international peace, security, and to settle armed conflicts. As Nelson Mandela once said, and I quote, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world," unquote. And I quote myself from my book entitled 100 and More Inspiring Quotes to Live By. Quote, "Peace is not merely the absence of oppression or wars, but the presence of love, justice, development, and respect for one's inalienable rights," unquote. The essence of education becomes the main key to start young minds to fully understand the enormity of world peace and necessity of respect. These young minds will have a better perspective and make informed choices if we can ground and prepare them for the biggest challenge we face today. It has been my duty as a commissioner on higher education to take measures to ensure that peace education will be integral in the objectives of the education to improve and increase the promotion of positive values, critical thinking, peace, unity, and reconciliation of our students. We will teach the tools and skills to every teachers and students to build a better, more tolerant, and harmonious future. Our education has a big responsibility to advance the cause of peace, and it is the most solid instrument to institute a more peaceful world. Globally, experiences indicate that education systems have faced various exceptional challenges before, during, and after times of violent conflicts. There has been no urgency to evolve world peace education in school curriculum. Today, Chairman Manhil Lee has built an international legal instrument that will help us guide our students in obtaining world peace education. It further provides tools for cognitive protection by supporting intellectual development through the teaching of literacy, conflict resolution, and peace building skills. Through our initiative to effectively spread the world peace education, I have founded the Volunteer Individuals for Peace, or VVIP, to help us disseminate and educate youth, professionals, and indigenous peoples to become messengers of peace. We have started organizing to represent VIP at the House of Representatives that will effectively carry and create bills and resolutions on world peace, and initializing every January 24th a World Peace Day here in the Philippines. So, friends, what are we waiting for? Why do we have to wait for us to rest in peace when we can now enjoy to live in peace? It is all up to you and me as to how we magnify peace and respect everywhere. It only takes one small step to start the journey to achieve world peace so that the following generations will benefit from the fruit of our peace upholding. Let us take each other's hand and follow the lead to cease all wars and conflicts and stand strong in peace. Chairman Lee threw the pebble into the lake of world peace, and we, the messengers of peace, will be the ripples. If you all stand as one for world peace, we can create a tidal wave of peace and unity in the entire world. Let me quote Chairman Lee's words, quote, "Why must we fight one another and be divided like this? The reason I am meeting with presidents and dignitaries is to sign an agreement to stop war once and for all. I am also meeting with religious leaders because it is our responsibility to be a light to this world," unquote. I know that this achievement of Chairman Lee is only one of many the future will bring. Once again, our congratulations, Chairman Lee. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. I wish you all good health and a spark of hope that these traumatic times will soon pass and life will return to normal. Let's keep the light glowing. Mabuhay, and may peace reign in all of us in our hearts. We are one.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ronald L. Adamat. It was indeed a very inspiring message. And yes, we can actually enjoy to live in peace, right? Okay, so at this time, our first speaker is going to share with us his valuable experience on the topic international law as the answer to world peace. He is a doctor of civil law and has certificates in international criminal law, international ADR, and intellectual property. A former consultant of the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization on alternative dispute resolution in the Philippines. He is currently the Dean of the Graduate School of Law of San Sebastian College, Recolectas, Manila, who was able to bring the Master of Laws program in 6 partner schools in colleges in the country. He is also a professor of law at various universities. He hosts the Consumers Desk and soon IKR, or I Know Right. The multimedia lawyer and dean, let us welcome Dean Rodel A. Taton.
Mabuhay from Manila. Felicitations and best wishes in this 5th annual commemoration of the Declaration of Peace and Cessation of War. And I congratulate Heavenly Culture, World Peace, Restoration of Light. Indeed, this is a gift to mankind. I am proud to join you and be part of this momentous event. I could sum up my notes into healing, education, and taking part in global classrooms for a culture of peace to foster. The world has faced a tremendous outcry of help and call for healing in the past year. While struggling in this pandemic, there are people around the globe trying to make ends meet. Many were displaced. There are even others who are in the middle of war, fighting for their lives, like our frontline workers, our health workers. And this hiatus and travel restrictions, we see ourselves trying to be strong amidst fear, trying to stand up when we feel really weak. Now this new year ushered the news of vaccines, expressed a ray of hope. This gift of scientific development and healing have been reported. This opened a light and a sight to behold for our own spirits. We can believe and we triumph. We must embrace hope and humanity back. However, despite the springtime of hope when respect to humanity, fully picturized by the faces of our frontliners, we are struggling in many respects with the rights of many human persons disrespected, such as the right to expression. There are political prisoners. There are killings of lawyers, minorities, a prevalence of fake news, and questions on who holds the truth. We offer an open hand. We open our eyes to a reality that time is of the essence to help and build a community that is based on respect to persons and fundamental freedoms. And such can be the core in our effort to build a structure and a framework that blooms to peace and avoidance of warlike tendencies. War may have changed faces, and to a certain degree, we have to assume a different attitude to fight and stop this. But a struggling people who believe in the strength of each of us is a foundation of peace today. I am very pleased to note the effort of HWPL to bring forth the battle cry to secure sustainable peace at national and international levels. Indeed, the framework has to be clearly laid down to the grassroots. In my advocacy and being a teacher of international law, foremost is respect to human rights and dignity of persons, and to see the growing convergence of humanitarian and human rights laws, whether in peacetime or in armed conflicts, whether it be national or international. We can never lose hope. As a participant in democratization of education, engagement in building a global classroom or global classrooms, education is key. It wields power. We have to involve the classrooms, virtually or otherwise, in order to teach the values of peace and ending wars. From our children to every man and woman across continents, it is important that we see this in the national policies and legislative priorities in various regions. From the global classrooms, we can build a stronger web of cooperation, a formidable strength in diversity. And from there, with the close cooperation and connectivity of LGUs, local government units, and various institutions, and a collaboration of social organizations with self-determination as center, we can create a difference. We must open ourselves to dialogues and practice nonviolent communications. In peace education from our home, a culture of peace becomes a habit that speaks across. We need to engage. We need to send the message that in education, we can build stronger frameworks. I know we can. I know we can make it happen. Congratulations and mabuhay. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you so much, Dr. Rudel Taton. And truly, education has a power. If we involve classrooms to teaching peace, then peace is sure to happen. Before I introduce the next speaker, I would like to first acknowledge the presence of Dr. Maritas Ibanez, the superintendent, and Dr. Orlando Valverde, the CID and Chief of SDO DepEd Laguna. We are glad that you are joining us today. Our next speaker is the administrative pastor of Knox United Methodist Church. He is also appointed as the publicity ambassador of HWPL and had been to South Korea every September from 2016 to 2018 to join the HWPL Global Peace Summit. He is going to share with us ways on how to achieve harmony of religion. We are honored to have him with us today. With a round of applause, let's welcome Reverend Marcel Tangilan.
May peace be with everyone. I am Marcel Andres Tangilan, the administrative pastor of Knox United Methodist Church in the Philippines. Blessed day to everyone. I would like to emphasize the word blessed. Why? The entirely global family is so blessed because today we are celebrating the 5th annual commemoration of the proclamation of the Declaration of Peace and Cessation of War through the noble initiative of Chairman Lee and HWPL. I firmly believe that DPCW is the answer to world peace. It has been almost 5 years working side by side with HWPL. Since then, I have participated in about 50 dialogue of the scripture meetings. That is one of the HWPL's main initiatives for the harmony of religion. I have been also attended the HWPL Global Peace Summit held on September from 2016 to 2018 in Korea. And there I witnessed firsthand how a peaceful world can be possible if we are one for love and harmony. We religious leaders from different faith backgrounds and churches are continuously having a regular conversation based on the scriptures while sharing about the spirit of peace. Because of the noble ideas of Chairman Lee, he was able to set up a platform wherein the religious leaders can freely talk and share the teachings inside their scriptures. As a result, participants of the dialogue are becoming closer while engaging in deep conversations. From my perspective as a pastor, I can see how I've gained understanding toward other beliefs. Because of this respect and love that gives wisdom is growing more and more in every meeting. What I think whenever I participate in HWPL's work office meeting is that I am making a difference. Religious harmony is a legacy I can share with the next generation. I hope that I, together with my co-leaders of faith, will be able to achieve the harmony of religion in our time as we diligently join HWPL's dialogue of the scriptures. Once more, as we celebrate the momentous occasion, I would like to extend my sincere support to DPCW. I will work together with HWPL in promoting DPCW in the Philippines. It is indeed an honor to be part of this wonderful event. Thank you and may God bless us all.
Thank you so much, Reverend Tangilan. Allow me to also use the word blessed to express how we feel now. And we are glad to hear that you are personally making a difference through this initiative. To introduce our next speaker, she is none other than the school's division superintendent of the Department of Education, Division of Maasin City, Region 8, a former superintendent of Department of Education, Division of Laguna, Assistant Regional Director of DepEd Region 6, Western Visayas. She has attended the HWPL National Children's Month event. She's going to talk about the present and the future of peace education in the Philippines. A round of applause for Dr. Jocelyn Solana.
My warmest greetings of peace to everyone. I'm Dr. Jocelyn E. Solana, Schools Division Superintendent of Maasin City Division, Philippines. One of the many advocates in the country for peace. And I would like to thank the Heavenly Culture, the World Peace, Restoration of Light, for inviting me to speak in behalf of the country Philippines. And I would also like to congratulate the chairman, Manhi Lee, for the successful conduct of the 5th annual anniversary and the commemoration of peace and cessation of war. We are one in radiating peace, not only in the Philippines, but to the entire global community. Article 14 of the Philippine Constitution directs that our education shall inculcate patriotism and nationalism to foster love of humanity, respect for human rights, appreciation of the role of our national heroes in the historical development of the country, to teach the rights and duties of citizenship, strengthen ethical and spiritual values, develop moral character and personal discipline. Thank you very much, Heavenly Culture, World Peace, Restoration of Light, for raising the bar of excellence in terms of peace restoration in the country. You have done a great job in fostering a culture of peace, not only in our country, Philippines, but to the whole world as well. Thank you very, very much. The peace process of the medium-term development Plan 2004-2010 provides complementary measures to minimize the level of violence from armed conflict, circumscribed by the international commitments to adhere to the Sustainable Development Goals 2030. Proclamation number 675, as signed by the former President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, declaring September of every year as the National Peace Consciousness Month. March 27, 2014, the government of the Philippines and the Moro Islamic Liberation Front, or MILF, signed an agreement to end armed conflict that had started in 1969, specifically in Mindanao region. This is where the heavenly culture for world peace and restoration of light provided support mechanism and all-out efforts in advocating and radiating peace in the area of Muslim Mindanao, which is the central axis of the agreement, is the establishment of a new self-government entity called the Bansang Moro, which will replace the existing autonomous region of Muslim Mindanao. This commemoration aims to promote an end to war across the globe and make a foundation for the world with sustainable peace. Through its 10 articles and 38 clauses, the Declaration of Peace and Cessation of War, or the DPCW, will serve as a basis for legal framework to resolve conflicts, reduce war potential, repurpose weapons, foster religious freedom, and promote peace all over the world. In order to develop the DPCW into a legally binding form, it is essential to raise awareness and to mobilize support from the heads of states, civil society, leaders, and citizens. Peace advocates around the Philippines will be celebrating the event to showcase the widespread support in our community and to bring forth a world without war. Lessons learned. Peace is not a product and a process. The transformative capacity of peace agreement and its sustainability over time depend on the extent that social, political, and economic actors feel a sense of ownership of the deliberative process leading to peace agreements and their implementation. Negotiations are just one among the multiple paths to peace. The international community plays a decisive role in accompanying and supporting the peace process. And it is here that I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to the heavenly culture, the world peace, restoration of light, for always keeping and making sure that every peace advocates will make sure that peace process will be internalized by all concerned. Thank you so much for making the Philippines getting closer to being peace and a safer place to live. I thank you so much to this foundation chaired by Chairman Man Hee Lee for that dedication and passion to promote peace, not only in the Philippines, but to the whole world as well. Thank you, and thank you very, very much.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you as well, Dr. Jocelyn Solana, for making sure that our future generations are receiving good peace education. And there we go. We have just listened to and learned from the insightful messages of our dear speakers. Before we continue to the second part of the keynote speech, let us watch the online performance prepared by our dear peace education students. Let us all together watch their performance.
Life There were 5 of them. I remember seeing 5 men march into the church, loaded with big guns, and in a blast, they rained bullets like bees, hitting us. No less than human. Then I saw blood spilled on the floor. Dead bodies scattered all over the places. Then I heard screaming. They're crying outside. A war is broken out. Oh, a nightmare. A nightmare, but no. It wasn't a nightmare. It was real. I and my mother were last survivors, while my father were on the front lines strengthening the defenses. We were left defenseless. Yet we survived. But the trauma, the tragedy it left on my heart remained a long time. Until
Please raise your hand if you want to. Do not raise your hand if you don't want to.
those dark memories were really the chains that imprisoned us. But now, we conquer that fear and is now soaring high. On behalf of my late father, who is a soldier, he is now continuing the fight for peace, but not with guns and weapons, but with heavenly words and dialogue. All are becoming one and retaining the peace, including government sectors, religious leaders, educators, and local communities. Children can now go to parks, playing safe and sound. People can go to malls, schools, and churches with no worries of stray bullets and bombing. And yes, there is peace finally. Everything now is made anew. Thank you, DPCW, for bringing peace and unity here in the Philippines. And because you promote peace, so we live in peace now. To all the attendees here, thank you so much for spreading peace. Your efforts in the campaign, in taking action for peace, in studying peace, and teaching peace, brought all this together as to why we now inherit peace. Thank you so much.
Wow. Yes, thank you so much, HWPL, and thank you to the DPCW. We don't want our future generations to suffer wars and live in fear again. We are now going to listen and learn from our fourth speaker. He is the chairman and founder of Kutawato Greenland Initiatives Incorporated. He is going to share with us the impact of HWPL's peace movement in Mindanao. Let's all welcome Mr. Danilo Moxin.
Greetings of peace from Bangsamoro homeland. I am Danilo Moxin, the founder of Cotawato Greenland Initiatives Incorporated, or KGI, a civil society organization in Mindanao, Philippines. First of all, I would like to congratulate the Heavenly Culture, World Peace, and Restoration of Light, or HWPL, for celebrating the 5th annual commemoration of Declaration of Peace and Cessation of War, or DPCW. It is my pride and honor to be part of the HWPL Philippines family and its affiliated organizations, the International Peace Youth Group, or IPYG. I have been to South Korea and witnessed myself the massive peace movement of HWPL through the September 18th Global Peace Summit. I have personally seen how Chairman Manhili is taking the lead of this noble work. I have seen his dedication, sincerity, and hard work, especially when he personally visited Mindanao, Philippines, and planted the seeds of peace. Because of this, I am convinced and have committed myself to work together with HWPL. Today, we celebrate the 5th annual commemoration of the DPCW. On behalf of Cotawato Greenland Initiatives and all peace-loving citizens of Mindanao, I am honored to express my support to the DPCW. I believe that the DPCW is a comprehensive document that will be the basis of legal framework to achieve sustainable peace not only in the Philippines but in the whole world. When we say world peace, it may sound so vague and so impossible. But living in Mindanao, we've seen great improvements in our communities. The progress between the Philippine government and the Bangsamoro is one good example that peace agreements work through collaborations and communication, if done with only good intentions for the greater public. The scars of the past are still fresh in our minds and hearts. But we, the people of Mindanao, is moving forward with the hope of lasting peace within our hearts. We are advancing. Together with HWPL, we work to receive Cotabato City resolution of support to DPCW, the first in Mindanao. Also, we facilitated the first Solidarity Peace Walk in Marawi City, a year later after 2017 war known as Marawi Siege. In the same way, we have engaged the Department of Education Division of Cotabato City and conducted the first peace education workshop in Mindanao, contextualizing HWPL 12 peace education lessons. Our aim is to consolidate the hearts and minds of the people of Mindanao for peace emanate throughout the Philippines and eventually to the whole world. HWPL was brought us a great initiatives to resolve conflicts, not only temporarily but in the long run. Next month, HWPL and KGI is going to conduct the Tree of Peace campaign, where we plant a tree as a promise to establish a peace garden and peace monument. Moreover, its symbolic purpose is to remind all of us citizens that we can also be living trees of peace, who will embody the values of peace and spreading it to the people surrounding us. Our ancestors have suffered the horrors of wars, and our land is a witness to our bloody history. These lessons become our tool today, and the opportunity to change the present, and the future is in our hands. Let us all be peace messengers. We are one. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Danilo Moxin, for being a living tree of peace, embodying the values of peace and spreading it to the people surrounding you. For our next speaker, she started as barangay councilor in 2007 to barangay chairwoman in 2010. She has become a vice mayor in 2013 and currently the mayor of Capalong, Davao del Norte in Mindanao. She is also the Publicity Peace Ambassador and Branch Manager of IWPG in Capalong. Let's be inspired as she empowers women to be peace advocates. A round of applause for Honorable Maria Teresa Timbol.
Greetings of peace and solidarity. It is an overwhelming experience to congratulate the 5th annual commemoration of Declaration of Peace and Cessation of War in time with the celebration of International Women's Day. Challenges may come in the way, but shielded with a positive resolve, we can always surmount conflicts in different forms: war potential, state boundaries, dispute settlement, to name a few. An expression of our support to peace efforts with International Women Peace Group, IWPG, and Heavenly Culture World Peace Restoration of Light, HWPL, LGU Kapalong conducted peace walk since 2017, 2018, and 2019, celebrated Peace Day supported with the Municipal Resolution number 1023, declaring every first Friday of March of every year as Kapalong Peace Day, and constructed Peace Village for indigenous people. These are manifestation of our strong support to Declaration of Peace and Cessation of War. Our great appreciation to Chairman Lee, founding chairman of Heavenly Culture World Peace Restoration of Light, HWPL, for working for peace in Mindanao, together with Chairwoman Yun Suk of International Women Peace Group. As an advocate for peace and as local chief executive of the municipality of Kapalong, I'm looking forward to empower people and encourage all women to support Declaration of Peace and Cessation of War, and to always uphold the highest ideals of brotherhood among men and work together for ultimately attain worldwide peace. Once again, congratulations to all women with the same conviction that one day peace will be finally enacted as an international law. God bless everyone. I support the Declaration of Peace and Cessation of War.
We are truly delighted to see the beautiful smiles of the people in Kapalong. Thank you, Honorable Maria Teresa Timbol. With your good example, you empowered not only the women, but the people in the Philippines. And now for our last and sixth speaker. She is the writer, director, and producer of iDocu, a documentary channel on YouTube. He will discuss the role of media in peace building and promoting the DPCW. Let us all learn and welcome Mr. John Paul Signel.
Greetings of peace. This is John Paul Signel, writer, director, producer, and journalist of iDocu, a documentary channel on YouTube. I would like to congratulate HWPL for celebrating the 5th anniversary of the Declaration of Peace and Cessation of War. I commend Chairman Man Hee for this wonderful initiative of achieving world peace, as well as all peace advocates who are continuously supporting and working for this endeavor. Reminiscing how the DPCW started, I was honored to have attended the proclamation of the DPCW in Seoul, South Korea on March 14, 2016, where over 1,000 renowned figures from Korea and all over the world, including heads of states, legal representatives, media, youth, and women's organizations have gathered to support the DPCW. In the following year, I have also attended the media forum for advocacy of the DPCW in Korea during the WARP Summit. Since then, my engagements with HWPL have continued until today as a publicity ambassador. Being a journalist for how many years now, I have witnessed many kinds of conflicts between individuals in the country and in the community. In cases of conflicts, media and journalism will never be out of the picture. The role of media is very essential here because the public relies on the information that we provide. That is why media is a very powerful tool and it must be used responsibly. Media and journalism can be used for two purposes: to reveal or to conceal. Journalists have the power and responsibility to reveal truthful information and provide a balanced and fair account of events. On the other hand, there are also those who use this power to propagate and conceal the truth from the public, or to spread rumors and incite hatred. With the latter, an existing conflict will not be resolved, but will just be worse. Our desire as journalists for peace is to give the public a peace of mind and not to magnify their fears. Therefore, we should choose to use media platforms to reveal truthful and balanced information to the public. In response to Chairman Lee's call for media, which is to report responsibly and promote a message of peace to the world. The media's role in peace building also includes informing the public about non-violent approaches to conflict resolution, like the DPCW, with its 10 articles and 38 clauses. A legal framework can be established to resolve conflicts, and we hope to bring forth a world without wars. Media serve as a bridge between the citizens and the government in bottom-up campaigns like this. Therefore, I call on all the journalists to support this initiative so that the DPCW will reach the higher-ups and eventually gain support from the national level. Let us continue to promote peace and live out the values of peace in our field of discipline so that we can make use of our skills and influence in something meaningful. I also call on civil society leaders, religious leaders, and especially the government to express their strong support for the DPCW. With our collective efforts, the DPCW will be able to reach the United Nations soon and will inspire the creation of an international law to completely cease wars. Through this, we can leave a legacy of sustainable peace to our children and descendants. Once again, I am John Paul Signel. Thank you, HWPL, and congratulations on your celebration of the 5th anniversary of DPCW. Mabuhay!
Thank you so much, Mr. John Paul Signel, for sharing with us the important role of media in peace building and for responding to our chairman's call to report responsibly and promote a message of peace to the world. Despite the pandemic and crisis, the hope and spirit of peace among people, especially at this challenging time, blazes continually. Therefore, let us take a look and listen to the HWPL achievements and plans for DPCW in the Philippines. Let us welcome the Communications Head of HWPL Philippines, Ms. Rica Feliciano.
Thank you to our commendable hosts. Good afternoon, everyone, especially to our distinguished guests and participants all over the Philippines and abroad. We are really becoming one for peace. It is an honor and privilege to present to you the HWPL Achievements Report and DPCW plans. In 2020, all of us had a harder time than ever due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Despite such difficulties, we stuck together, remembered peace, comforted each other, and shared love. The results can testify how we treasured peace and leaving it as a legacy to the future generations. These are the contents of this achievements report. First, resolutions that strongly support the DPCW in the Philippines, Memorandum of Agreement with Page 1, Peace Education, 3 MOAs and 12 MOUs, with a total of 208 schools, and the Peace Tree campaign of 31 schools and organizations. First, we will present the resolutions made by the local government officials that strongly support the declaration of peace and cessation of war to be implemented as a legally binding document to resolve conflicts and achieve world peace. These are the 2 cities and 1 municipality in the Philippines that passed the resolution. City Resolution of Cotabato City, City Resolution of Davao City, and Municipal Resolution of Capalong, Davao del Norte. Next, we will present the partnerships forged through MOUs and MOAs. On March 4, 2021, HWPL signed a Memorandum of Understanding with Page 1 Group. HWPL Page 1 engagement started last year. Together, we have continued to spread the message of peace through news releases amidst the challenges brought by the pandemic. Through this partnership, HWPL recognizes Page 1 as an official media partner, along with their 6 other titles: the Philippine Post, the Luzon Daily, the Visayas Journal, the Mindanao Life, Manila Magazine, and Woman.ph. Through these platforms, we aim to spread awareness not only in the Philippines but within the global community. We would also like to express our gratitude to Mr. Von Stingson, the president of Page 1 Group, for supporting our initiatives. Next, for this year 2021, amidst the limitations of the pandemic, HWPL Peace Education was able to sign new MOUs and MOAs with a total of 208 schools and institutions. It is an honor to present to you all our new partners for spreading the virus of peace through education. From February to the first week of March, we have signed with Tortugas Elementary School, Our Lady of Lourdes Elementary School, and Victorious Christian Montessori Elementary School, Kataning Elementary School, and MP Cuaderno Senior Memorial Elementary School. From 2020 to 2021 January, we have also signed with the Department of Education, Division of Cotabato City, Camarines Norte State College or CNSC, Central Bicol State University of Agriculture or CBSUA, Department of Education, Division of Laguna, District of Pila, and the Department of Education, Division of Maasin City, Region 8. Last January 20, 2021, private and public educational institutions also gathered their hearts and virtually signed an MOU with HWPL. We have Recto Memorial National High School or RMNHS, Bo Central Elementary School, BCES, Advanced Montessori Education Center of Isabela Incorporated, School of Thoughts and Principles Incorporated, and Tumawini United Methodist Church School Incorporated. We are indeed grateful to all the media and private and public schools and divisions of the Department of Education who signed a partnership with HWPL. We are looking forward to a fruitful partnership with you that will definitely contribute to the achievement of peace. Now to present our ongoing Peace Tree campaign. Through this initiative, we are raising our voices in support of the DPCW in commemoration of its 5th anniversary. This project will be carried out in conjunction with the Greening Planet project that aims to plant 1 million trees in 100 countries this year, 2021. Every tree that we plant is going to be a promise to establish a peace monument in that place. This place will eventually serve as a symbolic and meaningful landmark of peace in the schools and in the communities. Upon erecting the peace monuments, let us also develop them to become a peace garden or a peace park where everyone can find rest and meditate. The tree of peace is also for us individuals to realize that we can be living peace trees, peace monuments, and peace parks if we embody the values of peace in our lives, so that when others see us and come to us, they will find rest in our company. So far, HWPL has 2 peace monuments in the Philippines. The first one was established in May 2015 in Buluan, Mindanao, and the following year in January 2016, the second peace monument was established in MILF's Camp Darapanan, Sultan Kudarat. Both were unveiled during historical peace celebrations, and now they serve as landmarks to remind the citizens of the promise we've made for the work of peace. This is the timeline of the peace monuments. In 2015 was the first one, followed by the second in 2016, and now 2021, we started to plant promises through the Tree of Peace campaign, and we aim to fulfill 100 peace monuments, peace parks, and peace gardens by 2022. I know that this work cannot be done by a single person or organization only, but it is through our collaborative efforts that we will be able to achieve this goal as we leave this legacy of peace to the future generation. These landmarks will serve as a reminder for us to reflect every time we see them, that we should become the reality of that peace monument as a strong and permanent symbol of the role of every individual in creating a world of peace. With this goal in mind, 31 schools, organizations have voluntarily poured out their hearts to start off this campaign in the Philippines, and all the way from the north in Region 1, Ilocos Norte, we have Barangay Foz, Tingras, Ilocos Norte, from Purok 1 to Purok 6. We have also Region 2, Cagayan Valley, Tumawini United Methodist School Incorporated in Isabela. In Region 3, Central Luzon, we have Bo Central Elementary School, Kataning Elementary School, Tortugas Elementary School, Our Lady of Lourdes Elementary School, and MP Cuaderno Senior Memorial Elementary School, all in Bataan. In the National Capital Region, we have Asociación de Damas de Filipinas Incorporated in Manila. And in Region 4A, Calabarzon, we have the 16 schools in Pila, Laguna. Aplaya Elementary School, Concepcion Mohon Elementary School, Labuin Elementary School, Linga Elementary School, Masico Elementary School, Pansol Elementary School, Pila Elementary School, Pinagbayanan Elementary School, Pook Elementary School, San Antonio Elementary School, San Miguel Elementary School, Tubuan Elementary School, Pila Senior High School, Don Manuel Rivera Memorial National High School, Linga National High School, and Masico National High School. And now, all the way from the south, in Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, we have Diocolano Elementary School in Cotabato City and Notre Dame Village Central Elementary School also in Cotabato. We plant these trees by starting small, just like a seed, but with our consolidated efforts, we believe that this will bear fruits in the long run. Thank you everyone who participated in the Tree of Peace campaign. It is truly inspiring to see our teachers, students, and youth, as well as civil society and community leaders, take part in this meaningful campaign. We are not only helping the environment, but we also plant the seed as a promise for the future. And for those who are interested to participate in this campaign, here are the steps on how to get involved. First, you can coordinate with HWPL Philippines via email. And as you can see on your screen, the contact information are below the email and the phone number. And then you can select the perfect spot to plant the tree, while bearing in mind for the long-term plan that this peace tree will eventually become a peace monument. Put a sign on the Tree of Peace with a message supporting the DPCW, just like in the photos earlier. And take a photo or video to commemorate this campaign and send the original files to HWPL via email. You can post this on your social media page with the following hashtags. And for the second step, HWPL will contact you to discuss the details on how to establish the Peace Park and Peace Monument together. Again, this campaign is completely open to everyone. So should you have questions, inquiries, kindly send us a message via email or send a question on the Zoom chat. Are you someone who cannot plan but would still want to get involved in this project? Well, the good news is that you can. We are open for fundraising suggestions and activities, as well as donations, cash or in-kind such as seedlings, which will really be helpful to make this project move forward. For more details on how you can help, our lines are open through the contact information that you can see on your screen, and we will also send these details via email to those who participated. Now moving forward to the announcements. With the growing support and encouragement that HWPL has been receiving from many peace messengers, we are truly grateful to everyone who is voluntarily working with us for peace in the midst of this crisis. In order to create an efficient, cooperative relationship for global peace projects, HWPL established a partnership management registration system. So the registration for HWPL membership process is as follows. First, please open your browsers. You can use your phone or computer and input hwpl.kr in the address bar. Once you've done that, in the upper right corner, click the globe icon to choose the language. And in the upper left corner, click this menu button, and there you will see the options who we are. So if you click that option, you can see in the third row, press register, and there will be two types of membership. You can select individual or organization for group membership. Now for individual membership, just fill in all the details and note that the membership fees are optional, and any of these amounts that you will pledge will be used for our operations, projects, and activities. For those who are willing to pay the membership fee, please contact your local coordinator and just check all the boxes to agree to the terms and conditions and finalize the registration. For the group membership, it is going to be the same process, just fill in the details and check the boxes. After registration, you will receive an email and kindly click the blue button for authentication. Then you should be able to see this on your screen, authenticated. Thank you for joining us. So for the complete details, we will send the instructions via email also so that you can do them later. The world desires an era of peace, even more after the changes the society had to face because of COVID-19. Please join us in advancing the future of peace that we promise together, transcending borders of nationality, religion, and race. Now for my last announcement, we would like to invite everyone for the worldwide celebration of the 5th annual commemoration of the Declaration of Peace and Cessation of War, or DPCW. That would be next Sunday on March 14, 2021 at 7 to 9 p.m. in Philippine time. This online conference is going to be held with the theme, Marching On Toward Sustainable Peace in a Pandemic Era. Governments, international organizations, heads of women and youth organizations, and members of civil society, religious leaders, and press from around the world will participate in the event to share case studies and suggestions related to peace development based on the DPCW. It will contribute to materializing possible DPCW-based peace projects and sustain cooperation related to discussing, planning, and implementing peace initiatives in each country. For more information about the event, you can go to the link on your screen, and we will also send complete details to all of you via email. Thank you so much for all who believe in the role of peace and building a peaceful world. This is the end of my report, and I hope that we will all work together and achieve world peace together. Thank you and have a peaceful day ahead.
Thank you, Ms. Rica Feliciano, and congratulations to everybody. We look forward to more peace achievements in the coming years, and of course, for everyone's participation as well. Today is another milestone in history. On behalf of HWPL, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to all our guest speakers and participants today. The news of peace today will be truly valuable to the Philippine government and civil society, that they are looking forward to hearing this news. That will be possible if we become the eyes and ears in our respective communities to promptly promote and spread the DPCW. And as a sign of unity and vow to a peaceful world, let us join our hearts and voices in singing our closing song, Heal the World and We Are the Children. Together with our peace education students, let us sing all together. I encourage everyone to sing with us.
We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones to make a brighter day. So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we'll make a better day. Just you and me.
There's a place in your heart, and I know that it is love. And this place could be brighter than tomorrow. And if you really try, you'll find there's no need to cry. In this place, you'll feel there's no hurt or sorrow. There are ways to get there if you care enough for the living. Make a little space.
When you're down and out, there seems no hope at all. But if you just believe, there's no way we can fall. Let us rise. Let us change how we come when we stand together as one. As one. Feel the world. We are the world. Make it better. We are the children. Make a better place. So let's start this. There's a choice we're making, darling. If you're staring off from the living, make a better place for you and for me.
So let's start just making our whole lives
If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our lives. Make a better place for you and for me.
Yes, everyone, let us make a better world. Let's make it a better place, a peaceful world. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, HWPL Philippines.
Thank you.
Great. It was so great. It was so great. Congratulations to everyone. Congrats to all the messenger of peace in the Philippines.
Yes, thank you so
Thank
much.
you so
And
much.
of
Thank you very
course,
much.
we will conclude
Salamat po.
our program.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
From the Philippines.
Yes, of
Congratulations,
course, before
HWPL.
leaving, we are
Congratulations. Thank
going
you.
to
Keep safe.
conclude
God
our
bless.
program by taking a commemorative photo. So we
Thank
are
you so
going to take
much,
3 photos today.
HWPL. Picture.
Thank you very much. Let's take picture.
Okay, so let's take a quick picture first. For our first photo, let us do the We Are One
Thank you very
pose.
much.
I encourage everyone to please turn on your camera. And yes, we are going to take photos first. For our first photo, the We Are One pose. Let's hold it for 10 seconds. At the count of 3, ready? 1, 2, 3, we are one.
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 Okay, and hold
We
that
are one.
pose. All right, thank you so much. And for, of course, our second photo, let's do the heart sign as a gesture of our love for peace.
Amen.
At the count of 3, ready? 1, 2, 3. Love for peace.
We love peace.
We love peace.
Saan pupunta yun?
We want peace. We love peace.
Yes, we do. Okay, and hold that pose. Okay, thank you so much. And of course, for our last and third photo, the victory sign. So please smile and say I'm sorry, this sign. Okay, so holding up your right hand with V sign. Okay, at the count of 3, ready? 1, 2, 3. Victory!
Victory!
Okay, hold it.
May secret eh.
Okay, hold your pose.
Nickel na ako.
Okay, ready. Thank you so much,
Thank you so
everyone.
much.
Yes. Okay, and
Thank you.
this is the end
Thank
of
you
our
very much.
program
Thank you,
today.
host. Thank you very much.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
Thank you, moderator. Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Rommel.
you so much, HWPL.
Thank you,
Thank you so much,
Commissioner.
everyone.
Thanks to
Thank you so
everyone.
much,
Thank you so
everyone.
much.
To our deputy
Thank you so much,
leaders, school
everyone.
heads, our
Shalom,
journalists.
everyone.
Congratulations.
Shalom.
Mabuhay.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations po.
So much.
Yes, thank you so much and
Namaste.
congratulations to
Mabuhay.
everybody.
Mabuhay po. Thank you so much. Namaste and
See you on March 14th
assalamualaikum.
as well.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Hope
you,
you have a great day
Manaj.
ahead.
Thank you, Management Day, for your Thank you po, Dr. Flores.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you po, Sir Orly.
Guys, it was so great celebration
Thank
today.
you and congratulations. HWPL.
Thank you, Ma'am.
HWPL.
I highly appreciate and congratulate
Thank you also
all
to all the
the
speakers. Everyone.
people in the
inspiring
head office
message.
today of our Philippines,
Thank you po, Ma'am
together with Romel and
Yes.
Nicole.
Thank you, Sir Romy Tuazon, Sir Paul
Thank you everyone
Alfonso,
to our guest speakers.
Rika,
Yes.
thank
Lovely
you.
participants.
you,
Thank you
Miss
so
MJ
much.
and Sir Michael Balaguer, Ma'am Gina Mape, Sir Teofel Santos. Thank you so much for attending.
Oo. Ay, sabi ko muna ka na.
And
Thank you
also
for
to
our religious leaders joined for today. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you to our friends from Korea,
Iyayakag na ako.
Indonesia, and other neighboring countries who attended.
Thank you muna ka na.
Thank
you so much, Dr. Florentina Rancap.
Thank you po, Dr. Jocelyn Solana.
Okay, I will be going now. Well done once
Thank you
again
po,
to all of you.
Dr.
Congratulations.
Thank you po.
For your
Thank you.
time.
Thank you, HWPL. Thank you, Sir Mel.
Thank you, everyone. See you.
Thank you, Sir Mel.
Hope we can meet soon in
po,
person.
Thank you, Rika.
Thank you, Ma'am Flor.
Thank you, Ate
Yes,
YG
ma'am.
Cotabato.
Thank you
Hi,
po,
Diana.
Miss Jean. Thank you very much, Philippines.
Thank you po, Sir
HWPL
Johnny
Philippines.
Palawan.
Congratulations.
Thank you po from SDO Cotabato City.
Thank you, Deped Pila.
Thank you, Sir Dave.
Thank you, SDO Laguna.
Thank you po, Ma'am Gina Mape.
Thank you.
Hi, Ma'am Gina.
It's a Laika.
Nice to
Thank
meet
you.
Hello po, Sir Ibra, Sir Renato. Thank you. Hello po.
Hello po, Mama Laika.
Hi, Sir Ibra. Thank you so much po. Hello po, Sir Mark Anthony Indang.
Thank you, Sir Hector.
Congrats, Sir Ben.
Congrats po, Sir Balawag. Hello po.
Congrats, Mama
Congrats, Sir
Leka.
David.
Thank you po. Thank you po, Sir Balawag.
Thank you, HWPL.
Thank you, Miss Nicole.
Thank you, Miss April from IWPG. And Miss Angela
Yes,
from
from
IPYG.
IPYG.
Thank you po. From Barangay Paul, Ingas, Ilocos Norte.
Hello, thank you, Miss
Thank you po from the schools of
April
Balaan.
Study, thank you.
Thank you po.
Welcome to Philippines.
Thank you so much po.
Thank you po, Ma'am Annalisa. Tito, Sir Robert Manilla, thank you po. Ma'am Lenny Gutierrez, thank you. Sir Junie Baldamore, thank you so much. Thank you, Rihanna Usman. Hello to CCSP.
Thank you so much. Ay,
also to our volunteers, who make this event possible.
Our voice of peace teachers, educators, and students.
Yay!
Thank you so much.
Voice of peace, teachers.
Yes, educators and students. Thank you so much.
Jack Tito.
Such great contribution.
Hello, Sir Ben. Hello po, Ma'am Ina Ratna. From Nepal or from India? Hello, Ma'am Ina Ratna. Keep safe always po. Dyan pa sa Cotabato City, we miss you po. Thank you po. Hello po, Sir Ben.
Thank you, Mabaleka. Okay po.
Thank you po. See you po on March 14. That's the global event. It's a worldwide event participated by 176 countries. So we will be sending you the Zoom link. So please register so that we will be able to distribute to you the Zoom link on March 10. Okay po? So it's limited slots only because it's worldwide. So please, once you receive for the registration link, please register. Thank you so much and have a good day. God bless everyone. HWPL signing off. Bye po. Thank you po, Ma'am Flor. Thank you po, Sir
Bye
Ben.
po. Bye.
Bye po, Ma'am Lourdes.
Bye.
Bye po.
Bye po.